Hello everyone, this is Will or TubeMix here and welcome. So I thought I would do a video and do you know, I've not reacted to this, so I thought I would do a video sharing my thoughts about the Doctor Who 2026 Christmas special. Now, you're probably thinking, well, why 2026 and not 2025? Well, there isn't going to be a Christmas special for this year. Um, there is kind of Doctor Who content in the form of the land between the war and the sea. Hang on, let's start again. The land between the war and the sea. I was just making sure that I had my R's in. Anyway, um, and I, you know, I might watch that. I'm not still quite sure, but it is a unit spin-off and Gemma Redgrave's in it. So she's always magnificent as Kate Stewart. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so there hasn't been a Christmas special for 2025 because well I'm not sure whether Disney made their announcement months ago, but then they couldn't announce it, or whether Disney have taken their time and finally made the decision. I don't know. Anyway, regardless, recently we had the announcement that yes, Disney is no longer involved in Doctor Who, and you know, who knows what the future will bring, but we do know that there will be a Christmas special for next year, 2026. And so, what's the 2026 Christmas special going to be? Well, we don't have any casting yet. Russell T Davies will be writing it. In fact, the wording of the statement was quite intriguing because Russell T Davies has agreed to write us a Christmas special. Now, agreed. Now that says to me, and a lot of fans have been thinking, well, that's basically a polite way of saying that, you know, he's doing one final episode and then he's out the door. Maybe. I don't know. Could be wrong, but that's certainly what me and other fans are thinking. I do hope this is the case. I've not enjoyed RTD2 at all. I think this era has been slightly better than the Chris Chibnall era, but that's not really a praise, really. I don't think things have been good enough at all. I think I just think this era has been dire. I mean, yeah, I mean it's slightly better than the Chris Chibnall era, but yeah, I just haven't enjoyed it really. So hopefully the 2026 Christmas special will be his last as showrunner, and I'm also hoping that really it's not just his last one, but the one for Bad Wolf, the one for Murray Gold as composer. I think they all need to leave. I think you know, there's an old saying in show business: don't go back, leave them wanting more. And this is what I kind of think that they should have done. I think returning was a massive mistake. And I think Russell has really trashed his era. So I'm hoping it's going to be the final one for them. And then they'll be straight out the door. Hopefully. I've got my fingers crossed for that. So, anyway. Let's remind ourselves what happened, and oh, I just realised, yeah, I do need to review the rest of Shooty's second series, so that'll be coming, well, either in the Christmas period or maybe next year. I'm not sure, I haven't decided yet, but it'll be one of the two. Anyway, so at the end of the reality war, Ncuti Gatwa's Doctor was forced to regenerate, effectively being the first Doctor to commit suicide, which I thought was a really bold move and interesting. But yeah, but of course it was a sacrifice, and a sacrifice for good, as the Doctor always does. Um, and the Doctor wanted to save his child, Poppy, and reality. He needed to correct reality by 1 degree. So it's not much, only the tiny. Most of reality was fixed, but just that 1 degree wasn't, and so he needed to fix that. And so to do that, he hauled his regeneration energy into the vortex, fixing reality. Well, is reality fixed? I mean, that's the interesting thing. You know, Jodie Whittaker's 13th Doctor came in a cameo and said that, that he would cause lots more damage doing it. But we will see. Anyway, so after saying goodbye to Belinda and Poppy, he went to the TARDIS, regenerated into Billie Piper. And you can tell by my voice the absolute the absolute joy that I have not. Because Billie Piper, now, of course, she was obviously a big part of the show as Rose Tyler, and, along with Christopher Eccleston, relaunched the show back in 2005, and then, of course, she stayed with David Tennant's 10th Doctor for his first series, and then popped back in Series 4 and made a cameo in The End of Time, Part 2, David Tennant's and Russell T Davis's first swan song. But I don't, and yes, you say, well, the Doctor reuses faces before, Peter Capaldi looks like his character from the Fires of Pompeii, and Moffat made a big deal of that. Yes, that's correct. And Colin Baker also played Commander Maxwell in Arc of Infinity, and then later played the 6th Doctor. That is also true. But I'm really uncomfortable with the idea of the Doctor having the face of his former lover. I would not mind if he regenerated into a companion that, even if Varada became the Doctor, he's just seen Belinda, he liked her so much that, okay, that's what I want my next face to be. And I think Varada would actually she'd play the Doctor really well. I think it'd be a much more serious, more grounded Doctor, as opposed to Ncuti's very fun and camp Doctor. But yes, and I'm not happy with the Billie Piper thing. And I know Russell was in a difficult position. He didn't know what the future of the series was going to be. So he didn't want to fade to black, because if you're doing it from fade to black, then I guess that's an admission of not knowing what's going to happen. So that's why they got Billie Piper in to Wolf Studios, and I think after everybody had gone home, so literally there was a very limited number of people in that set, and it was, they hoped it would kept secret, but it wasn't, because a leaker known as Andrew ended up leaking, pretty much the whole of Ncuti's second series. So yeah, but of course with leaks, you do. It's a difficult thing, because I read those leaks last year and I thought, I'm skeptical. I know they could be possible, but I really can't see them happening. But fair enough, that's me told. It's going to be interesting. So yeah, I just don't like the Doctor having the face of his former lover. I think it's just too awkward. I know Billie is a good actress. And she's done lots more darker, maturer things, because she did I Hate Susie, which I haven't watched. She did what was it? Oh, Penny Dreadful. I think she was in that, wasn't she, with Timothy Dalton? So she's moved into more mature stuff, if you like. But I just don't like the Doctor with the face of Rose Tyler. It's just too much, and I'd just be very very uncomfortable with it. Um, so I'm praying that Billy Piper isn't the Doctor. And you know what? There is a lot of clues that would point out to that. So as Ncuti's Doctor prepares to regenerate, the TARDIS ends up powering down, which is quite interesting because we've never had that in a regeneration before. We've had the TARDIS blown up. No, this wasn't blown up. This was like as if it was saving its batteries for something. But it wasn't. It powered down. So maybe that could be a sign that the TARDIS was actually saving itself to save the Doctor, maybe. Or the fact that he hauled the regeneration energy into the time vortex, um, maybe the TARDIS was actually quite damaged from that. Because don't forget, the time vortex is the heart of the TARDIS. Um, and because he's putting all that into the heart of the TARDIS, then the TARDIS is probably going to be quite damaged, I would imagine. Maybe, maybe not, but I would imagine so. And yeah, there was lines in the reality war about, let's see, Bad Wolf Bay, and I think that they had it in Swedish though. So, um, yes, something happening in Norway or some like an earthquake or something. Um, and the fact that the regeneration energy was hauled into the time vortex, and what did Rose do? She looked into the time vortex, um, destroyed the Daleks basically. Well, that Dalek army, and then it cost the Ninth Doctor his life and forced him to regenerate. So, yeah, I suppose it's a neat way of doing that, and the Doctor, whatever he's done, has managed to fracture universes, which means Rose can come in through her, from her parallel universe, which I think could be likely. But yeah, I suppose yeah, it just depends, doesn't it? But I think that is what's going to happen, and I think that's what would be most acceptable to me. Um, you know, because of what Ncuti's Doctor did. Yes, it fixed Poppy, but it means because he holds so much energy, because of the unique nature of that, he holds so much of his energy into the time vortex that actually, um, he can't actually properly regenerate. So that regeneration could be, uh, say, when Time Lords can't regenerate properly, but they do sort of attempt to regenerate as a sort of automatic, and the body does it very briefly before, oh, I can't actually regenerate, and then dies. Um, so yeah, it could be something like that. And I think it's inevitable that David Tennant's 14th Doctor is going to come back, which I don't really. Oh, excuse me. David Tennant's 14th Doctor. I don't really want him coming back. I do like David Tennant, but we've already had him back in the 60th, and I'm still not happy with that bi-generation storyline. But I suppose if this resolves that, if it closes it, and I do mean it, fully close it, so we can toss bi-generation into the bin, consign it to history, um, then yeah, that's what I would really like. And in that case, yeah, bringing the 14th Doctor would be good. And I bet Russell wouldn't be able to resist a David Tennant and Billy Piper reunion. And it's also, I didn't realise, but of course, it's next year marks 20 years since David Tennant's first series, or series 2, began airing. Um, so I suppose, for 20 years next year, it's a good thing to do. And I mean, I do think, and some people are thinking this, well, um, that Shooty's doctor could be a part of it, and I don't think he'll be part of it. I don't think he'll be properly back, as in for a new series. But I could see him being back for a little cameo to sort of like a temporarily reset. So, say the 14th Doctor and him have to re-merge, and then doing that sort of allows Shooty's Doctor the ability to regenerate, which let's say he's lost it because of what he did in the reality war, and by doing that remerge, it allows the reset to prepare him to regenerate properly, which would work. And I think, yeah. And also, if it's the Daleks, then maybe it might allow Shooty to face the Daleks as well, which he said he always wanted to do. So by doing that, that would sort of grant him his own wish. So yeah. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on what you think will happen. I think it's pretty much a given that it's going to be David and Billy. I don't think Billy Piper is the Doctor because I don't think she'd want to do it. I don't think that. I also would she want to be in Cardiff again, for a large amount of time. I'm not sure she would. It's obviously very different when she was in Doctor Who the first time because she's got children now and she's got a family as well. So, that's another reason why I don't think she would want to do, a full series as the Doctor. And I think that the fact that it's 20 years as well since Series 2 makes me think, yeah, Rose is back and the Doctor has somehow been hijacked and then they need to save him so that they can complete the regeneration and then everything is all set in motion. The wheel keeps on turning. So, yeah. And yeah, that's it really. Yeah, I do want the whole of Bad Wolf to go. The only one that can stay for me from the executives is Joel Collins. He wasn't part of the 2005 team, so he can stay. But everyone else, as far as I'm concerned, get out the door. Just get rid of them. Because I think they've truly trashed their legacies for me. So yeah. So anyway, after that very happy video, if you want to like, share, comment and subscribe to the TubeMix YouTube channel. Oh, and also tonight, as well as this video going out, you will also get to see another episode of Without Having Kicked the Ball. And I'm calling it No Willpower because I don't actually appear on air with it. I took a break and gave it to Sam Taylor and the returning our EFL guru, Mr. Jordan Ehrlichman. They did such a sterling job both steering the ship as I knew they would. So that's going out tonight as well as this video. And yeah, right, I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.